Imagine you are ready to sell, insure, or otherwise deal with your vehicle, but the Texas title is missing. That small piece of paper can suddenly become the one document holding up the entire process. The good news is that Texas has a specific form for requesting a replacement. Form VTR-34, Application for a Certified Copy of Title. In this guide, we will walk through the current June 2026 revision step by step, explain who is allowed to apply, show you what information to enter, and identify the documents that must go with the application. We will also cover joint ownership, liens, businesses, trusts, powers of attorney, mailing versus applying in person, and the mistakes that most often cause delays. One important point before we begin. VTR 34 itself does not include a notarial certificate, and the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles does not list notarization as a standard requirement for this application. So do not add notarization just because the form contains a certification and signatures. Follow the official instructions, and use a notary only when a separate supporting document actually requires one. Always download the newest form directly from TXDMV before you file, because fees, addresses, and procedures can change. Form VTR 34 is used when the original Texas certificate of title has been lost, stolen, destroyed, or mutilated. The certified copy issued by TXDMV replaces the original title, and any certified copy that was issued earlier. This is not the same as transferring ownership to a buyer, applying for a brand new Texas title, or requesting a certified copy of a non-repairable or salvage title. Those situations may require different forms. The person signing VTR 34 must be a recorded owner, a recorded lien holder, or an authorized agent of the owner or lien holder. In other words, simply possessing the vehicle or paying for it does not automatically make someone eligible to request the certified copy. TXDMV also states that there is a 30-day waiting period after the last title or certified copy was issued before another certified copy may be requested. Before filling anything out, confirm that the vehicle record is a regular Texas title. Identify every recorded owner and check whether lien is still shown. If the title is in more than one person's name, every recorded owner must sign unless an acceptable power of attorney is provided for each owner who does not sign. Starting with the correct applicant is the foundation for the entire application. There are 3 applicant roles to understand. First is the individual owner. If the title is in one person's name, that person signs and provides a copy of an acceptable government-issued photo ID. If several individuals are recorded as owners, each one signs, and each one supplies an ID copy. Second is the lien holder. When a lien remains on a motor vehicle record, the lien holder or its authorized agent may apply for the certified copy. If the lien holder is an individual, include that person's photo ID. If the lien holder is an organization, the signing representative must connect himself or herself to the entity through acceptable signature authority evidence. Third is an authorized agent acting for an owner or lien holder. An agent cannot merely write agent beside a signature and expect the application to be accepted. The package must include the power of attorney or the appropriate business authority evidence, plus the IDs required for the person granting authority and the person receiving authority. The recipient named on the form is a separate concept. The recipient is the person or entity to whom TXDMV will give or mail the certified copy. The recipient may be the applicant, but does not have to be. Keeping applicant, signer, agent, owner, lien holder, and recipient roles separate prevents many common errors. Before writing on the form, gather accurate source documents. For the vehicle section, use a registration record, title information, insurance record, or another reliable vehicle record. Confirm the complete 17-character VIN, year, make, body style, model, title, or document number if known, and Texas license plate number if known. For the recipient section, decide exactly who should receive the certified copy and confirm a complete deliverable mailing address. Gather a current email address and phone number as well. Those fields help identify and contact the recipient even though the form does not mark them as mandatory. Next, collect a clear copy of acceptable government-issued photo identification for every recorded owner and agent whose ID is required. The form says IDs must be valid or expired no more than 12 months. If the title is held by a business, trust, lien holder, or another entity, gather the authority documents listed in the instructions. Finally, check the lien status. A paid-off loan can still appear on the state record. If a lien is shown, TXDMV requires an original signed lien release, not a photocopy, scan, fax, or email. Do this preparation first, because neat handwriting cannot fix missing authority, missing identification, or an unresolved lien. Now complete the vehicle information section at the top of page 1. Enter the VIN exactly as it appears in the vehicle record. Read it character by character, because letters and numbers can be confused, and one wrong character can cause the application to be rejected or matched to the wrong record. Then enter the vehicle year, make, body style, and model. Use the official description rather than a nickname. For example, the make is the manufacturer, while the model is a specific product name. Next is the title or document number. If you know it, enter exactly. The form specifically says this field may be left blank if the number is unknown, so do not invent a number or substitute an unrelated registration number. The Texas license plate number may also be left blank if unknown. If you do enter it, copy it carefully and do not confuse the letter O with 0 or the letter I with 1. Review the whole row against your source record before moving on. The vehicle section is short, but it is a key that TXDMV uses to locate the correct title record. Avoid corrections that make the entry hard to read. If the form becomes messy or ambiguous, start again with a clean copy. The recipient information section answers a simple but important question: who will actually receive the certified copy? Enter the recipient's first name, middle name if applicable, last name, and suffix. If the recipient is a company, trust, lien holder, or other entity, enter the exact entity name in the first name or entity name field, and use the remaining name fields only when they apply. Then enter the complete mailing address, city, state, and zip code. This address should be current, complete, and able to receive important title documents. Double-check apartment, suite, unit, directional, and zip code information. Add the recipient's email address and phone number. If someone other than the applicant will pick up the certified copy in person, that person must present acceptable government-issued photo identification, and the recipient's ID information must be recorded in the identification section on page 1. Do not assume that naming someone as recipient automatically authorizes that person sign as the applicant. Receiving the title and requesting the title are different roles. Before continuing, compare the recipient name and address with the intended delivery plan. Remember that TXDMV warns that documents submitted with the application will not be returned, so never include an original document unless the instructions specifically require the original. Next, complete the government-issued identification section and the checklist. For each required ID, select the type, such as a U.S. driver license or ID card, passport, or other acceptable identification. Then enter the issuing state or country, the ID number, and the expiration date. Page 2 contains a controlling list. It includes a driver license or ID issued by a U.S. state or territory, a Texas handgun license, a U.S. or foreign passport, U.S. military ID, NATO identification, identification issued under a status of forces agreement, and certain U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Department of State, or Citizenship and Immigration Services documents. TXDMV will accept an ID up to 12 months after expiration. Include a clear copy for every required owner or agent. Then review every checklist box. The correct fee, required ID copies, signatures, lien release if a lien remains recorded, and signature authority for an entity or power of attorney. At the certification area, the applicant certifies that he or she is a recorded owner, lien holder, or verified agent and that the original title was lost, destroyed, or mutilated. The current form permits original signatures in black or blue ink and also states, unless electronically signed. Joint owners must all sign or be covered by appropriate powers of attorney. VTR-34 itself does not ask a notary to complete any section. Special situations require extra care. If the vehicle is titled to a business or other entity, an authorized representative signs. The current form says the agent may provide a letter of signature authority on letterhead, a printed business card containing the agent's name, or an employee ID connecting the agent to the entity, along with the agent's photo ID. TXDMV's web guidance may impose additional original document details for particular entity cases, so confirm the current requirements before filing. For a trust, Provide current identification for the trustee and evidence identifying the authorized trustee, such as an affidavit of trust, a statement of fact for a trust, or an original or certified copy of the trust agreement. If a power of attorney is used, identification and authority requirements apply to both the person or entity granting the power and the person or entity receiving it. If a lien is shown, obtain the original signed release on the lien holder's original letterhead, or use Form VTR-34 with the required evidence connecting the signer to the lien holder. Court orders and divorce decrees must be originals or certified copies. Copies are generally acceptable for photo IDs, employee IDs, business cards, and powers of attorney, but not for the original lien release. When in doubt, call TXDMV before mailing irreplaceable documents. Once the form and attachments are ready, choose mail or in-person filing. By mail, the fee shown on the current form is $2. Payment must be a personal check, cashier's check, or money order payable to TXDMV. Do not mail cash, and do not use a temporary check. Mail applications only to the Wichita Falls Regional Service Center at Texas Department of Motor Vehicles, 1601, a Southwest Parkway, Wichita Falls, Texas, 76302. Include the completed application, payment, ID copies, and every required supporting document. The form says to allow at least 15 days to receive the certified copy and warns that application tracking is unavailable. For in-person filing, the current fee is $5.45 at a TXDMV Regional Service Center. TXDMV encourages appointments. Bring the completed form, identification, payment, and all required authority or lien documents. The current website says credit cards may be accepted with convenience fee, while the form directs applicants to the Regional Center information for current procedures. Before traveling or mailing, verify the latest fee, address, acceptable payment method, hours, and appointment rules on TXDMV's official website. Keep a copy of the completed form and non-original attachments for your own records. Let's finish with a final review. Confirm that VTR-34 is the correct form for a certified copy of a regular Texas motor vehicle title, and that at least 30 days have passed since the last title was issued. Verify the VIN, year, make, body style, model, title number if known, and plate number if known. Confirm the recipient's exact name and complete mailing address. Make sure each recorded owner, lien holder, or authorized agent who must sign has done so, and include a legible copy of every required photo ID. If an entity, trust, lien holder, or power of attorney is involved, attach the correct authority evidence. If a lien still appears on the record, include the original signed release. Check the fee and submission method one final time. And remember that TXDMV will not return submitted documents. Also remember the most important notarization point. VTR-34 itself does not contain a notary section and is not ordinarily notarized. If your filing package includes a separate affidavit, power of attorney, lien-related document, or other supporting document that genuinely requires notarization, Notary 20 may be able to help remotely for only $20 per document. Visit notary20.com. Upload the document and identification, and confirm that TXDMV or the receiving organization will accept remote online notarization and an electronic record before proceeding. Complete the right form, attach the right evidence, and your certified title request will be ready for submission.